Have you ever noticed these intriguing little squares popping up everywhere? From restaurant menus to concert tickets, payment terminals to product packaging, QR codes have become an undeniable part of our daily lives. With a simple scan of your smartphone, they instantly bridge the gap between the physical world and the digital one, whisking you away to websites, information, or even completing transactions in a blink. But pause for a moment and consider, how do these seemingly simple patterns actually function? What hidden magic allows them to store so much information and respond so quickly? And where did this ingenious invention even come from? Today, we're embarking on a fascinating journey to uncover the origins, the intricate mechanics, and the surprising resurgence of the humble yet powerful QR code. Truly one of the unsung heroes of our modern digital existence. Our story doesn't begin in a sleek Silicon Valley startup, but rather on a bustling factory floor in Japan back in the early 1990s. Imagine the scene. The automotive giant Toyota was grappling with a significant logistical challenge. Their existing system relied on traditional barcodes, those familiar parallel lines you see on almost every product. While revolutionary in their time, these barcodes had a critical limitation. They could only store a very small amount of data, typically around 20 alphanumeric characters. For a company like Toyota, managing an immense inventory of car parts, each requiring detailed tracking information, this was a massive bottleneck. Workers were forced to scan multiple barcodes for a single item, sometimes repeating this process thousands of times a day. It was a slow, laborious, and incredibly inefficient system that was simply not keeping pace with the demands of modern manufacturing. This pressing problem landed on the desk of Masahiro Hara, a brilliant engineer working at Denso Wave, a subsidiary of Toyota. His mission was clear, yet daunting: create a superior barcode, one that could hold far more information, including complex Japanese kanji characters, and be read much faster. The inspiration for his groundbreaking solution came from an unexpected source: the ancient Japanese board game Go. As Hara observed the black and white stones meticulously arranged on the grid, a profound idea sparked. What if information could be encoded not just in a single linear direction, like a traditional barcode, but across a two-dimensional grid? This conceptual leap from one-dimensional lines to two-dimensional matrix was the revolutionary insight that would change everything. Hara and his small, dedicated team faced a monumental challenge. How could a scanner quickly and reliably locate and interpret this new, more complex two-dimensional grid? This led to what many consider their most ingenious innovation: the finder patterns. These are the three large, distinct squares you see prominently displayed in three corners of every QR code. Think of them as the code's navigational beacons. They instantly signal to your smartphone or scanner, "Hey, I'm a QR code. Here's where I am, and this is my orientation." This crucial element allows for rapid scanning from any angle, a significant improvement over traditional barcodes that often required precise alignment. But here's where the true genius of the finder patterns lies. To prevent them from being accidentally mistaken for random patterns in a magazine, on a box, or any other printed material, Hara and his team embarked on a painstaking research effort. They meticulously analyzed countless printed documents, from newspapers to flyers, searching for a unique ratio of black and white pixels that almost never occurred naturally in print. After days of dedicated investigation, they discovered it: a precise 1:1 to 3:1:1 ratio. This specific sequence of black and white modules became the unique fingerprint of the finder patterns, making QR codes incredibly fast and remarkably accurate to scan, regardless of how they were positioned or presented. This seemingly small detail was a monumental breakthrough, ensuring the reliability and widespread adoption of the technology. Beyond these unmistakable finder patterns, QR codes incorporate several other clever design elements that contribute to their robustness and efficiency. You'll notice the timing patterns. These are the alternating black and white modules that form a dotted line between the finder patterns. Their purpose is to help the scanner determine the exact grid size of the QR code, ensuring accurate interpretation even if the code is slightly distorted or printed imperfectly. For larger, more complex QR codes, you might also spot smaller squares known as alignment patterns. These are particularly vital for correcting distortion, especially when a QR code is printed on a curved surface, like a bottle or a can. They provide additional reference points, allowing the scanner to compensate for any warping and still extract the data flawlessly. But what happens if a QR code gets dirty? What if it's scratched, torn, or partially obscured? This is where one of the most impressive features of QR codes comes into play: error correction. This isn't just a minor detail, it's a fundamental aspect of their design that makes them incredibly resilient. QR codes utilize a sophisticated mathematical technique called Reed-Solomon error correction. If that name sounds familiar, it's the very same technology that was used in compact discs and DVDs to ensure your music and movies played without skips or glitches, even if the disc had minor scratches. This brilliant system works by adding redundant information to the data encoded within the QR code. This redundancy acts like a built-in backup plan, allowing the code to be successfully read and the original data to be reconstructed, even if a significant portion, up to 30% of the code, is damaged, dirty, or obscured. This incredible robustness is a key reason why QR codes are so practical and reliable in real-world applications, from industrial settings to everyday consumer use. Now let's talk about capacity. Remember how those traditional barcodes were limited to about 20 characters? The two-dimensional nature of QR codes completely shattered that limitation. Thanks to their ability to store information both horizontally and vertically, QR codes can hold an astonishing amount of data. We're talking about up to 7,089 numeric characters, or 4,296 alphanumeric characters. To put that into perspective, that's enough space for a small essay, a complete web address, detailed contact information, a complex product serial number, or even the login credentials for a Wi-Fi network. This massive data capacity is what makes QR codes so versatile and powerful, enabling them to serve a multitude of functions that barcodes simply couldn't. And here's a truly remarkable aspect of the QR code story, and a huge reason why they became so universally adopted. Denso Wave, the company that invented this groundbreaking technology, made the patent free to use. They consciously chose not to restrict its use or charge licensing fees. Their vision was to see this technology benefit everyone, to become a global standard that could improve efficiency and connectivity across industries and for everyday people, rather than simply being a proprietary profit center. This open-source philosophy was a game changer. It allowed QR codes to spread rapidly and organically across industries and continents, fostering innovation and integration into countless applications without financial barriers. This decision alone cemented their place as a truly ubiquitous technology. For a period, it seemed as though QR codes might become a relic of the past, a niche technology that never quite achieved its full potential in many Western countries. While they were widely used in parts of Asia for years, their adoption in other regions was somewhat sporadic. They were certainly around, but they hadn't truly permeated the mainstream consciousness. Then, the world changed. The COVID-19 pandemic arrived, and with it, an urgent need for touchless solutions and efficient ways to share information while minimizing physical contact. Suddenly, QR codes experienced an extraordinary resurgence. Restaurants adopted them for digital menus, businesses used them for contactless check-ins, and public health initiatives leveraged them for contact tracing. They offered a safe, instant, and incredibly effective way to connect the physical world with the digital, proving their immense utility and surprising resilience in a time of global crisis. This comeback solidified their position as an indispensable tool in our increasingly digital and health-conscious society. So, the next time you effortlessly scan a QR code with your smartphone, take a moment to appreciate the incredible journey and the ingenious engineering behind those deceptively simple black and white squares. From a pressing problem on a Japanese factory floor to the thoughtful inspiration drawn from an ancient board game, and from painstaking technical development to a generous open-source philosophy, QR codes represent a brilliant solution to a complex problem. They were designed for speed, built for capacity, and engineered for surprising resilience, ultimately becoming the quick response codes that seamlessly connect our physical and digital worlds, keeping our modern lives moving forward. What's your favorite or most surprising way you've seen a QR code used? Share your thoughts in the comments below.